Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium. And today I'm going to tell you something surprising. Really, I am. I'm going to tell you that for the majority of my lived life as a human on this planet, I did not know I was psychic. Now, you might be asking, well, why didn't you know? If you are psychic, how could you not know? That's what I want to help you with today because you probably don't know either. Let me explain it, right? So, as a child, I could see ghosts. Look, I've said this many times in videos. I've taught thousands of people how to be psychic. I have a very popular and successful YouTube channel called Susan Lynn Spirit Navigator that's different from this one. I've led in-person conferences where hundreds of people have come. I've taught thousands of people in online classes. And all that is just to say to you that I know that you don't know that you're psychic. So let me explain, right? As a child, I could see ghosts. I didn't think it was a big deal. I didn't think it was any prize. As a child, when you're a child or you yourself tell your parents there's a monster under the bed, it's not really just our imagination. Because honestly, spirit speaks to us through our imagination, which trips up humans because we think, I'm imagining that. Well, I think it's very helpful that adults control the narrative of, look, we can't do anything about ghosts, and we really can't do anything about aliens or Sasquatch or the fact that you knew your grandmother was going to die before she died. Therefore, we're just going to shut it down, right? Like, I can't deal with this right now. I'm trying to do the laundry. I'm trying to get ready to go to work, whatever it is. We don't have the situational awareness to understand this problem. So, therefore, it's just shut down. So, as a child, I could see these things. Now, some children, and I love this for you if this is the case, saw angels, or maybe they did see grandpa who died, a long time ago, or maybe even they knew their past lives when children's, the guides say out of the mouth of babes, right? When children say, Mama, I remember when I was your daddy. It's like, wait, what? You know, up until recently, we just haven't had time for that kind of communication, or we haven't been able to wrap our heads around it. And so the thing to do is just to be like, hush, don't talk like that. Because, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, if your child was saying those things, that could be considered heretic. That could be considered a threat to the authorities or make you look like your child is not well. And no family could afford that, right? So, me growing up, I could see ghosts. Turns out I can talk to them. I'm a medium. I never understood that if you're a medium, you're automatically psychic. And I'm here to tell you today that my website is still SusanLynnMedium.com, not Susan Lynn Psychic Medium.com, Susan Lynn Medium. Because when I finally caved into the pressure from my spirit guides and started doing this work after having an entire career as a photographer for over 22 years, I said, okay, I'll talk to dead people. I don't really want to talk to dead people because that's where my original wound is, which is so often the case. We don't want to move towards our soul path because it's typically healing a wound we have. Maybe in a past life, maybe in this life, maybe all of the above. But in my case, I lost my mom. My mom died when I was 7. And then I went on to lose a lot of significant people in my life into my adult years. So death wasn't something I particularly was happy about. And even if I could talk to them, which I couldn't, even though I'm a medium and I could talk to ghosts, I couldn't seem to ring my mother up on the special bat phone that I used to talk to dead people. So I was like, what is the use of this, right? And then to heal that wound, I actually healed others because I could bring in the people that they've lost, either young, the child that they lost when they were 16, the child they were lost when they were 8, or the parent, the sister, the husband, the wife, even their pets. I could bring these energies through and give them enough information that obviously something I don't know these people. I did all these readings via phone. Now I don't do readings, so please don't email me. I don't do readings right now. I'm doing what the spirit guides want me to do, which is educate you. But I'm on the phone. I'm not even looking at this person, and I don't know these people. I gave readings to people all around the world. And obviously, Spirit was speaking through me because I was able to give these people enough information to prove that I did have their dog, their cat, their parrot, their spouse, their child, their parent on the phone. And that helped me begin to heal my wound around grief and death. So your soul path is often something that you're just not really looking forward to. I hate to say it. I often tell you guys, and this is the truth. This is all channeled, by the way. If you're new here, I channel these messages 60% spirit guides, 40% Susan. There's no notes here. I'm flying without any sort of net. And I often tell you guys, or the spirit guides often tell you, is ask other people, what am I good at? What do you think I'm good at? Now you need to be careful, right? You don't want to ask the narcissist what you're good at. But so you can think back in your life, because this is what started to happen to me. How I finally put the puzzle pieces together that I was to do this work with the help of spirit, right? Was people kept coming to me all throughout my career as a professional photographer and saying, you should be a teacher. And I'm like, I am not a teacher. Like, I didn't have the self-confidence to become a teacher. I didn't think I was smart enough. I didn't think I had anything new to say to anybody. And I really resisted that. Now, this is despite the fact that all of my clients were asking me to teach photography. So instead, what I did was I hired a guy to teach my classes. That's how deep your hidden blocks are. So think back in your life. What have people said to you? You would be a really good accountant. You'd be a really good teacher. You'd be really good intuitive. You always seem to know what's going to happen. You always seem to know what my dog, my cat wants. You know. You don't understand it. I'm going to tell you right now. You simply do not understand it, but it does happen. Those are clues, my friend, because all of the things my spirit guides tried to get me to do when I was a photographer, teach, be on the stage. I went to conventions. Many people said, you should be on the stage teaching us. And I was like, are you crazy? And that's how you know it's your soul path. Because when you say things like, what? Are you crazy? That's how you know. I'm telling you, that is how you know. So, how did I know that I was psychic? Well, as I said, naturally could see ghosts. Well, when I started doing mediumship readings, I started giving them psychic information. And I realized, wait a minute, this is psychic. I've been psychic my whole life. I mean, this is something I really could have wanted to know about. This is something I could have used, I feel like. So really, I'm actually really psychic. That is easy for me. Mediumship is hard for me because I'm still working through the block. So isn't that fascinating? Okay, so you're like, well, Susan, I didn't see ghosts when I was growing up. How do I know I'm a medium? How do I know I'm psychic? Well, let me help you out with that. Let me help you out with that, right? First of all, some very simple things. Have you ever seen a ghost? And there's many ways to see a ghost. You can hear a ghost. You hear the click, 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 the walking, the tapping. You hear your name called, but no one is there. You see something in your mind's eye. So I think people get confused about when we say, did you see it? Yes, you can see it in front of you. That's not typical because it actually takes a lot of energy for them to appear that way. It can happen for sure. Or you can see it in your mind's eye, which is easier. It's much easier for them to give you a visual in your mind's eye. And in your mind's eye, it would be like this, like, well, I heard the steps, and we want to talk about the clairs, right? The psychic senses. All, you can see, taste, smell, touch in your human world. You have the same senses in the psychic world. So you hear it, that's your psychic hearing, and you're like, oh, I hear that tapping again. And then you get a feeling, your psychic feeling, I think it's a woman. I feel that she's an older person. Just gently lean into it, and the information is there for you. And then you will find out that this has been happening your whole life. And you just thought that you were grounded, that you were observant. Of course I knew our boss was going to quit. I mean, you didn't know. No one knew but you. And they're all looking at you like, what? How did you know this? Well, because you're tuned in to your intuitive senses. You intuited that they were unhappy. You picked up on all of those clues that might have just been completely missed by everybody else, but you picked up on it. Now, you can also be an empath. An empath is someone that feels energy, that's just more connected to energy. But you don't need to be an empath to be psychic. Let's just bust that right now. There are people who are not empaths, but are very psychic. So you don't need to be one or the other. Now, how you might also know that you're psychic is when you tell people, I don't know, I just know. Well, how do you know? I don't know. I know it. I feel it in my bones, right? And often you're right. And people just think you're super smart. But in reality, you're very intuitive. Okay. So for me, and I'm probably the most hard headed human that could be telling you this story. So please understand, I actually have a reputation. I'm sorry to say this, but I have a reputation for fighting with my spirit guides. Again, I have a whole nother YouTube channel, Susan Lynn Spirit Navigator, with over 70,000 followers. And I'm quite known over there as being spicy and feisty when it comes to my spirit guides. So for me, I'm a photographer. I I did start talking to ghosts because it was cool. When you're in your 20s and 30s, this kind of thing is cool. And I lived in a haunted town, so it made sense. My friends were like, hey, come over to my apartment, which would be an old Victorian house that's been sectioned into apartments. Well, you think that makes ghosts happy? No, it does not make them happy. So I would go to their apartment and talk to their ghost, and it was just fun, right? And I thought, that's just silly stuff. It's fun, whatever. It's not going to be any big deal. But let's talk about our soul path again. Your soul path, in my opinion, is the only area that your spirit guides can step over your free will. Otherwise, you have free will. You can say, no, I'm not going to this. I'm not going to that. I'm not going to do this. Even though you feel you should do it, maybe you're not ready. Again, soul path is not easy. If it was easy, we would come down here, slam dunk our soul path, and then walk out and be like, yeah, I did that, planet Earth. No, this is not the right planet for easy. This is an expert planet. I have lots of videos actually on this on my other channel, Susan Lynn Spirit Navigator. However, this planet is an expert planet. So let me just explain that. We have free will. We can do anything we want. The only thing that keeps us in check here are laws and social norms. It's the only thing that keeps us from running amok and acting fools. Okay. So when your spirit guides want to help you on your soul path, they can sort of step over the line of your free will. But I would say they only do that in the most dire circumstances. For instance, you are about to miss the main exit to get on to your soul's path. I know for a fact that I delayed my soul's path by years, even. I was supposed to go to a party, and I'm an introvert, honestly. And I was like, "So I'm not going to no party." And I knew I was supposed to go because I had just taken a psychic class, and the psychic teacher was like, "Susan, you really need to come to our party because all these people that you were supposed to be in class with, that you didn't show up for class because I didn't take the first class." I said, "I can't take it. I'm too busy at work as a photographer." She said, "Well, I'm teaching it in January, but you really need to show up for this class." And I'm like, "I can't do it." So I already kind of went over the spirit guides and said, "No." Then the party comes. I take the class. I'm not in the group I'm supposed to be in, which was like a group of rock stars. I'm not in that class. I'm in a different class, not even taught by her, but taught by her husband. I've already just messed up spirit guide plans. Okay. I didn't meet those people. I didn't get taught by the teacher. I got taught by the husband. Can you see how me making a decision about my reality, what was more important, work, right? Because I'm not there yet. I don't think this is my soul path. I don't realize that in 10 years my whole life is going to change dramatically. Or even in really at that point it was really like 3 years. But so I wait and I take the second class, and then when the party comes up, she's like, "Susan, I'm telling you, please come to this party." I'm telling you all, as an introvert, I'm sitting in my living room going, "I'm not going to that party." I'm sitting on my couch. I'm like, "Mm-mm, not going to that party." And I knew I just kept getting this impression. Go to the party. Come on, go to the party. This is how your guides talk to you. It's subtle. It's like you have an impression. You have an urge. Like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Have you ever done that? Oh, okay, I'll do it. And your mate says, "Who are you talking to?" Because nobody's talking to you. Somebody's talking to you. We think it's our mind. We think it's our brain. We think it's our brain saying, "Come on, you really should go for that walk. You really should go do this thing." I would submit to you 9 times out of 10, it's your spirit guides and not your brain. Your brain doesn't really care if you go to a party. So I went to the party. And when I went to the party, I met, this is actually several years later. This is why I'm saying that I know that your soul path can be delayed by years. This was at least 3 years later. I go to this party. Boom, there's all those people that I was supposed to meet years ago. Spirit got us together. It took 3 years. And one of those people at that party was vitally important for me when Spirit finally kicked me in my, so hard that I put down the camera and became the professional psychic medium. So it took Spirit 3 years because I missed that first exit to my soul path. They're like, "Okay, we got time. We got time. She's got time." 3 years later, I mean, if I was in the oven, a loaf of bread, I would be burned right now, right? So anyway, 3 years later, I'm nice and toasty. Maybe I'm ready to get out of the oven. I don't know. And I meet these people. I meet this person, and everything starts moving very quickly towards me listening to my intuition, because I feel like I was almost running out of time to make the next exit. So you have you're on a bus, you're on a train, you're in a car, wherever you're at, you're even on a plane. You don't want to miss that next connection. You don't want to miss your stop. You don't want to miss your exit. So Spirit was like, let's do this. So they put on the pressure. Let me tell you, they brought people in my life to point out to me beyond the shadow of a doubt, Susan, you are a medium. You're over here talking to my passed away father, sitting on the deck in your backyard, drinking a glass of iced tea. You're just cold reading this person. And so enough people kept telling me that it started to sway. It started to actually have an effect on me. If you don't wake up your own self, they'll employ others to come to you more and more and more. You'll start hearing that message over and over again. You should be an accountant. You should be a healer. You should be a psychic. You should be an organizer. You should, whatever it is. I mean, you don't have to be a psychic medium. The soul path will be presented to you over and over again. And soul paths are not always about careers. As you might have noticed, as a photographer, I was supposed to be a teacher. Guess what? As a psychic medium, I'm supposed to be a teacher. So you could say the soul path is to be a teacher. And you can teach in so many ways. And honestly, they really call me a healer. And I don't do energy healing, I don't heal people. But through the teaching, I think I'm healing your psychic blocks. I'm healing your vibration. I'm raising your vibration. So, really, spirit guides call me a healer. I don't call myself that. But you can understand how confusing it is for a human to know what their soul path is. Because am I supposed to teach? Am I supposed to heal people? Am I supposed to be on a stage? Am I supposed to build communities? This is another thing they told me in the beginning, build a community, right? All you can do is sort of stumble towards these energies and continue moving in the direction that you feel that you're getting this urge to move towards. And I can tell you a really good way to know if you're on your soul's path is when you're on your soul's path, things happen super easy. As a matter of fact, when spirit's involved, the impossible always happens. Whether it's selling your house, whether it's moving, getting a new job, or even finding the right doctor or the right medicine or the right prescription or whatever it is to heal yourself. Once you're in vibrational alignment with spirit, things just happen. And, I think humans call them miracles. It was a miracle that I got that job. I don't know why they hired me, but now that I'm there, I'm so happy and I'm getting paid double what I was. You were in vibrational alignment with your spirit guides. And let me just tell you, your spirit guides love you unconditionally. Okay? So if you want to have better connection to your spirit guides, if you want to be able to be in vibrational alignment with your spirit guides, the very first thing that I did, quite by accident, was start working on my own vibration. I started working on raising my vibration. I started working on loving myself unconditionally. Now, yeah, I could talk to ghosts at that point. Again, big whoop. I didn't really care. As a matter of fact, they're quite irritating more often than not. And dead people have no boundaries. I mean, they will just walk into your bathroom and start talking to you. And I'm like, hello, sir. Hello, sir. You might be dead, but I am not. I mean, look, this was not like fun for me. Okay. As I was ignoring all of that and literally blocking it, I realized that I needed to kind of, let's just say, get my collective caca together. Caca is a word that means poop, right? So get myself together. And I thought, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm gonna raise my vibration. I'm going to really pour a lot of effort into me. You guys, that's when I could hear my spirit guides. because they love us unconditionally. And when we don't love ourselves at all, much less unconditionally, well, let's just say the vibration between those two energies, our self loathing or our self criticism, sometimes we think, I'm just keeping it real with myself. No, you're not. You're actually criticizing yourself to no end. Instead, become your own best cheerleader. Stop waiting for someone to give you the compliment. This is my best advice to you, period. End of story. Stop waiting for anyone to compliment you. Compliment yourself. I look good today. I feel good today. I did a great job on that project. I got to work in record time. Work really hard to be your own best cheerleader. It will change your life. I kid you not. I've taught again a lot of people, and I've always given you guys this challenge. If it doesn't change your life, feel free to email me and say, Susan, I did that cheerleader crap. I did it. I did it every day. I never stopped. I did it for a whole month and it didn't work. Tens of that. Honestly, more than tens of thousands of people have heard me say this. Not one of y'all have emailed me and said it doesn't work. It does work. And not only does it work, it connects you with your spirit guides because your vibration goes up and they can lower a little bit and you can meet in the middle. And then you start getting guidance that is not guidance that has to happen at the very last minute. We don't want to wait. We don't want to make our spirit guides wait to the last minute to save our bacon because even then, even though they can cross our free will, we still have free will. They can't make us do it. They can simply put so much energy into kind of hurting us or encouraging us to do it. We can still deny it. We have ultimate free will. They just turn up the volume on their messages. And we can just say, I'm not listening. Okay. So instead of that, the first thing is start complimenting yourself. Become your own best cheerleader. If you're not happy with the way you look, find something else to compliment you on. Compliment yourself on your eyeballs. Find something. Look for good things about yourself. It will change your life because those people, the humans that are around you that don't appreciate you or don't respect you, will drift off. Bad bosses disappear. Bad relationships disappear because they're not in vibrational alignment with you anymore. If you want to fix your life, this is the way to do it. And you can also go online and just Google how to raise my vibration, how to improve my self-worth. It's going to be different for everybody. Find your path to do this. And then you'll get more guidance from your spirit guides. And the last thing that you can do once that happens is trust it. Guidance is going to come out of left field. They can see 50 steps ahead of you. You're looking at maybe one or two steps ahead. Of course, it's going to be what? You're going to be like, what? That's crazy. Do you not? This is why I argue with my spirit guides. I'm like, you want me to what? So I've really worked hard on myself and I continue to work hard on myself. There's no end, right? Like we're going to be learning and growing our soul until our last breath because you have an opportunity to do so. Why not do it? So I've been working hard to not argue with them, right? Like right now, if you're a regular follower of mine, you realize this is a different, same painting, different background, and my life is in flux right now. I'm getting ready to move. So believe me when I say that I am walking the walk and talking the talk because my spirit guides are like, we don't know where you're moving yet, but you're going to sell your house. So I'm like, okay, okay, I'm going to be in the flow. I'm challenging myself to be in the flow. And when I get red lights, meaning, a door closes or, the old Susan, if the door closed, I would just go get an axe and cut that thing down. This is a problem, right? Like, so if somebody doesn't love you, you're I'll show them I'm worth loving, right? That's not the right thing to do. The thing to do is to walk slower through life, smell the flowers, enjoy yourself. And when things are green lights, keep moving that direction. When something slows you down or blocks you, back up. Don't knock it down. Take 3 steps back. Pause. This is interesting. I thought I was going the right direction, but I'm getting this big no. I got a rejection, whatever it is. It doesn't mean you're not supposed to go that way, but it could mean that you're supposed to get there in a different way. So, right now they're showing me all these famous authors that got hundreds of rejections, or even songwriters or musicians or anybody creative, hundreds and hundreds of rejections. They're showing me sports stars. Do you know how many times a basketball player shoots the ball towards the hoop and misses? A lot. Do you know how many times a football player misses the catch? Do you know how many times a soccer player misses the goal? How many times does a gymnast not quite stick the landing? You have to try despite the fear of failure and back up and figure out what's not working. Oh, I'm supposed to go this way, go around the obstacle. Maybe I'm supposed to meet somebody different that's going to help me get there. But just take a pause, step back, try to be the observer, try to not be emotional about it. When we're emotional about things, we kick in that fight or flight, fear, anxiety, which is really something that humans have carried over from when we were inventing the wheel. We don't need that same energy in this day and age. By far, we're much safer. There's not going to be a saber-toothed tiger that's going to eat you, or even a polar bear. Most of us are safe from wild animal attacks, okay? So, but we still have the same, if they're saying, is it the amygdala? I don't know. That's what they're saying right now. We still have the same emotional response. It does you no good. It also blocks guidance. When you're in fight or flight, you're not waiting for the spirit guides to tell you which way to run. You're running, right? So let's slow down. Let's take a step back when we have some sort of situation that challenges us so strongly that we go into fight or flight. Take a deep breath, because you're likely dysregulated. Take a deep breath. Maybe ground your energy. Imagine your energy connecting to Mother Earth and holding you tight, because also we call it spinning out. We go into our crown chakra and we just spin out. That also means we don't have traction. You're spinning out. You don't have traction. If you don't have traction, you're not able to move. So ground your energy. Step back. Ask for guidance. I thought I was going the right direction, but this doesn't appear to be the right direction. Can you give me some guidance? And then let it go. Because spirit is going to send you the guidance in the form of a song, in the form of a person, a new contact. And be open. It's going to come out of left field. I promise you. It's what I always tell my students is, we have eyes in the front of our heads. A lot of animals like deer have eyes more to the sides to look for predators. But we get into this kind of like really like a blinders or tunnel vision situation. And we don't see the guidance, which is coming from the side. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is be flexible. Besides raising your vibration, being flexible is the very most important thing. Now, when I say be flexible, please understand, I'm not talking about being flexible for people that are taking advantage of you. I'm not talking about being flexible for anybody. Did you hear me? Yes, I said that. I am not saying be flexible for other people. Are you noticing a trend here that everything kind of starts with you? Yes, exactly. Be flexible with yourself. Allow yourself to change direction. Allow yourself to be flexible, because the more flexible you are, the more your spirit guides can help you, because everybody has free will. If you're in the perfect job, but yet a new boss comes in and they're, not a great boss, well, that direction in your job might be blocked. And your spirit guides might say, okay, Susan, we thought this was it. Like we had it all lined up, but free will, you know, God was in play here, and the wrong person got the job, and now you're blocked. It doesn't mean you're not supposed to rise in that career. It means that you're certainly not going to do it through that boss. And trying to suck up to that boss or be flexible with that boss or be everything that boss wants you to be is simply wasting your time. And your spirit guides are 50 steps ahead. And they're like, yeah, this ain't going to work. So they're sending you a message, an impression, an appointment, a meeting, a lunch date with somebody else, who then casually mentions, my department is looking for somebody just like you. And you think, no, I've got tunnel vision. I'm supposed to be going this way. I just have to get around this boss. Do not be flexible for other people. There are people right now who are waiting for their boss to retire. Are you kidding me? Nothing is guaranteed. How many times have you seen bosses retire and the job goes to somebody else? How many times have you seen the job you've been waiting for open up? You're 100% qualified for it, and you don't get it. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for these people. You're first. Put you first. When you put you first, you bless everybody else. Now that's counterintuitive, right? Like we're taught that's wrong, but it's right. And here's why. When you're happy, you're blessing everybody that you meet with happy energy. Your family is happier, your spouse is happier, your physical body is happier. The people you meet at the grocery store are blessed by your happiness because your vibration is high. It can't always be high, don't get me wrong. Life, as the spirit guides often say, human life is like a song. Play all the notes. There's going to be somber notes. There's going to be frightening notes. There's going to be happy notes. There's going to be boring notes. Play all of them. Don't get stuck in the frightening notes of the song. Nobody wants to hear a whole song that's a whole lifetime long of boring notes. We want a rich song that goes up and down and is exciting and then maybe drops down and then is boring and then goes up again. We want that song. Those are the songs people want to listen to, isn't it? So don't be afraid. If things are slow, if you're down, if you're depressed, if you're challenged in some way, don't be afraid to take one little step towards a happier song. And that can be starting with becoming your own best cheerleader. If all you did today was get out of bed, then I want you to cheer yourself. If you manage to go to work and not get caught in a negative discussion with somebody, give yourself a pat on the back. If you decided to eat one healthy thing today, make a big deal of it. I promise you, it's going to change your life. Okay, take really good care. Thank you for checking out this video. You please subscribe, like, and share, and give me your comments too. This is a new channel because on my other channel, I predict politics, and sometimes spirituality and politics don't always mix, um, especially when the person hosting your videos, like YouTube, doesn't think they mix. So I'm here to tell you I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm here to help you. This is my soul path. That is why I opened the second channel, so I can make sure that if something happens to my first channel, I still have this channel where I can connect, where I can complete my soul path. Okay. I mentioned communities earlier. I'm going to give myself an A+ on this because it was a big one. I did create a community online. And again, it's not on YouTube. It's not on Instagram or Meta or Facebook or anything at all. It's actually off of all of those platforms. And my premium community, which is $12 a month, has over 1,100 members. And I'm in that community teaching and giving readings and having guest speakers. Plus, it's a community. You get to post yourself. You get to, if you want to do an oracle spread and take a picture of it and say, what do you guys think? You can do it. It's your community, right? It's completely like a regular social media community that you might be familiar with, but it's not connected to anything that would sell your data or censor you. Now, $12 a month is not something you're interested in. I have a free one. Yes, that's what my spirit guides asked me to do, and I did it. It's called Lighthouse Keepers Crew, because during this time of really, it's rough out there, you guys. The weather is stormy. Well, during the stormy time, some of us need a safe place to go. It's free, literally 100% free. You can go there, you can post, you can support each other, and you can hang out. That's important. It's important to have a safe place right now. And lastly, I will just say I have a class coming up, an online class. It's only $37. I'm teaching it with my dear friend, an amazing spiritual teacher, Afefe Tahemba of Touched by Tarot on YouTube, Touched by Tarot on YouTube. And it's coming up April 21st, $37. And it is the power of your soul's purpose. $37, you guys. It's an hour and a half long. It will be recorded. If you can't make the class, go ahead and purchase it. You'll get the recording, and you can watch that anytime you want. Afefe and I have taught thousands of people just like this. Our last class had over 600 participants. Okay. $37. I'm trying to make it accessible for you guys to get this information. These videos are free, basically. So there's lots of options, and there's lots of spiritual teachers out there. Find the one that works for you, but stop wasting time. I want you to really start loving yourself. I want you to put yourself first. If you put yourself first, your kids are going to benefit. You're leading by example. You're teaching them mom or dad needs mental health space. They're going for a walk. They're going to play sports, bunco, trivia. Teach them what it's like to be a well-rounded adult, not an adult that overworks, that spends an extra 2 hours working for the job when they shouldn't be working for the job because they're trying to make somebody happy, because they're trying to prove to this person that they're worthy when they're never going to be worthy enough. This is a black hole of energy you're pouring into. Meanwhile, your kid is looking at you and thinking, I don't want to work like that. I don't want to work 60 hours a week for a 40-hour job. Let's change it up, folks. Let's change it up. Even in very scary times, your guides got your back, but you've got to be able to listen to them. You've got to be able to get the messages. So start by raising your vibration, and then start saying yes to these oddball things. Just test it. Just give it a try. You never know what amazing life is ready for you on the other side of that yes. Okay, take really, really good care. I'm Susan Lynn, spiritual way shower, psychic medium. You can learn more about me and all of the things I mentioned, the communities, the class, everything. You can learn everything about me on my website, susanlynnmedium.com. Amazing. Susan Lynn Medium. I didn't know I was psychic. You might not either. Check out some of my videos and learn more. Okay, take really good care of yourself. I'll see you again soon.